All right, so I'm just gonna get straight into it. Technology and real estate seems like something that they would never incorporate before in the past. I mean, traditional real estate has been predominantly a bricks and mortar business. But with tech coming in to the environment today, real estate needs to change. And we need to see how does this change the industry and the space as a whole. Because you go from traditional bricks and mortar industry to cloud-based systems, cloud-based offices, the works. Where does real estate fit in the technology space? Don't worry, let's unpack this. This video is more about technology in real estate, and I feel it's something that we don't really talk about. How does technology change? So we're gonna dive into some factors here that I feel is very important for technology. Number one, obviously technology as a whole in the real estate space. Then we're gonna dive into CRM systems, cloud-based systems, as well as the different types of industries that operate in real estate that is taking technology to a whole new level. So when you think of cloud or technology as a whole, technology has made life much easier for everyone. And pretty much real estate needs to be an easy transaction process for agents, because with the amount of emails and phone calls and everything that you get today, you need to be able to accommodate for this influx of communication. So in the past, you would get emails, or you need to phone call people off a little book. Glenn Ross showed the guys sitting at the booth in a restaurant just phoning people, trying to make sales calls. Well, today the system has changed. People are doing things online. You've got emails, you've got systems that allow you to make calls by the click of a button, and it actually just speeds up the process. I mean, you can call anyone. You don't have to sit in a restaurant from a phone booth. You could call anyone from your phone. You could WhatsApp call them. You could FaceTime them. You could do deals across the world. But you know, how much is it being implemented in real estate today? And that's an important aspect that we need to really unpack and look in. When we talk about industry as a whole with real estate, what I'm starting to see is more tech-based real estate companies. And when I mean tech-based, I'm talking things are cloud-based systems. Software that you use, the listing software, websites, those are normal things that are based on the internet. When it comes to communication with agents, the training of the agents, interaction with your clients, most of this is being done online on CRM systems. So to give you an example, I would have a cloud-based CRM system, which is a customer relationship management system, where I can log in through the company that maybe I'm with, that they provide this cloud-based, software, and I can look at the various clients that I have. I can send them emails through the system. I can send mass emails. I could possibly, through the system, click on their name with all the details and information, give them a call through the system, and negates me having to pick up the phone, dial a physical number. And those small little seconds that you save from dialing in the number, or maybe sending a WhatsApp message, saves a lot of time to be more productive in the day. So you could ideally go from maybe 25 calls that you'd make in the day over a normal phone to ramping that up to 50 sales calls in a day, or 50 follow-ups with your clients, and kind of makes that space for agents more productive. So by doing that, you're almost sort of guaranteed to get more feedback, to get possibly more listings, more deals, because you're able to reach more people. Mass emails as well. Sending out a massive email with all your listings or anything new on the market negates you having to go and message and tell a client, I've got a new listing. Automatically the client will get the email saying, this listing has been added in the system, brand new. Now, a lot of properties, if you subscribe to like Property 24, certain agencies, they do this. They put you on a mailing list. So that's been around for a while. But technology now comes into play where if I'm a client and I had specific boxes that I wanted to tick off in terms of what I'm looking for, maybe that listing might tick all my boxes. So this is where algorithms and the coding part really gets intricate and fancy, because if I looked at 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and it's actually within the area that I want, and this listing, so I say I want 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 500 square meter property in a certain area, and this client, is on the system, I'm the client on the system, and the agent lists a property that maybe matches 5 out of the 7 boxes that I want, could actually push it forward towards me and say, this is what you're looking for, because I match that in the system and I kind of like match the needs. It matches my needs, if you put it that way. So quite interesting to think what could possibly happen there. I mean, it negates the fact that the agent would need to make the call, where I as a buyer will look at it and be like, well, this is what I'm looking for, because not everything is going to match 10 out of 10, 7 out of 7. You're going to have to compromise sometimes, right? And I would immediately phone the agent and say, this is actually what I'm looking for. I would like to see the place. Production speeds up a lot of different processes. Very important, and I think that's actually amazing for agents now, as opposed to the bricks and mortar business where you'd have, the traditional paperwork, calling of clients, the old school methods. And don't get me wrong, in South Africa there's a lot of people that are successful in the old school method, but a new generation of agents are coming in, and they're taking technology and bringing technology in this industry with the likes of like Property Fox, Lead Homes, EXP Realty. These guys are cloud-based agencies that are really taking technology to the next level. Can the traditional franchises and bricks and mortar business come into play? Well, we'll see over time if they adopt technology and their business model. So that's basically the whole industry, with tech. There's other things like the videos that we make, marketing, things go out on YouTube, things go out on Instagram, social media, social integration of all your platforms, and that's brilliant. Media is amazing. What you could do with media, getting your brand out there, and that's using technology. Now let's go into more CRM systems where obviously it makes customer management much simpler. So I could probably log in anywhere in the world and obviously keep up to date with my customers. And that's where technology is quite innovative, which it's been done for some time ago, but the thing comes about where I'm able to group clients according to price brackets, according to what they're looking for, able to send mass emails to specific clients, send specific type of email groupings to a group of individuals. And this is the type of things that we're looking at CRM systems. So CRM systems are out there. But most importantly, I remember there was a technology used where you could automatically get a system to call people without the agent having to call. And that's amazing because it calls the agent, it calls the client, and the client would automatically get a message of a new property or new development on the market. And if you're interested, you could press the number for the agent to call you back, and the agent will get that response and then know this person is, happy to get a call back. And that's marketing that's quite innovative, because it's not a case of the agent having to phone and physically market things. So it speeds up the production time of marketing on the phone. And when we look at also another thing, like agencies adopting technology and agencies actually going away from bricks and mortar. So this is quite important. Agents are able to regroup, work from home. Number one, meet via Zoom and do their team meetings, so you don't need an office space. And most importantly, if you run a team or an agency and you're not specifically office based, there's some disadvantages and advantages. Obviously, you don't have a physical space that people can come and meet you, but you can always meet people on site, you can always meet people at coffee shops, whatever. But this is where I think it becomes quite interesting, in that if your branding is powerful on social media, you don't need powerful physical branding. You could probably get a co-shared space which costs far less 2 or 3 desks, couple of equipment, do some branding there, meet your clients there, maybe do a little group meeting there once in a while, and work from there if you need to work from a space and you cannot work from home. But in terms of massive office with thousands of agents sitting there, we're kind of moving away. And eXp Realty is a good example of this. A lot of agents working around the world, working from home and going cloud-based, online-based. So we're talking virtual rooms where, you know, they can meet with their clients online in a virtual platform. And this then moves on to VR technology, where social media is so amazing. If I make a video and I walk you through a property, you could watch that video and get an idea and a sense of the property. And then you don't really have to see it in person 5 or 6 times. You could see it, get interested, do one walkthrough, and then make your decision thereafter. And that also speeds up production for the agent. And also, you know, negates time wasted for the buyer as well, or the potential buyer. But what about VR and the metaverse that they talk about? In America, a lot of the real estate agencies are starting to do real estate transactions in the metaverse. And it's something I haven't really understood as yet, but I think it's quite important to note that if VR technology can allow a client to actually put on a pair of goggles and walk through a property in sort of real time, that's going to change the game for a lot of agents in the industry and the industry as a whole. Because if there's some sort of tech that we're going to be using eventually where we can see anything through virtual reality, maybe we get glasses that you can buy that syncs with your phone, and a program is made to model a house into something realistic. I could stand here, put the glasses on, and walk through that property in real time, depending on, you know, how it's set up and what technology it looks at in the next couple of years, which is not impossible. But I think that will also negate a lot of wasted appointments, because sometimes clients don't pitch up, or sometimes they're too busy. And if I'm sitting in my office and I want to see a property as a buyer, I could do that in my lunch break. I could do that after work. I could do that 12 o'clock at night. I could even do that if I'm like sitting on the bed. And that's quite interesting. Where does technology go with real estate? And I feel you've got to innovate in the space and you've got to adapt your business to technology. We've adapted to a social platform, my agency, and this is where most buyers can get their information from a social media platform without having to really pick up the phone and phone me for basic understanding of things. You could watch a video and know the process of buying, and then see a property that I have and then understand the process and phone me and say, I'm happy, can I view? And I've already cut certain steps out. So, does technology take us into a good space with real estate, or are we jumping the gun?